Hey everyone, this is Oz Tool Talk. I'm Dwayne, this is Mike.
G'day guys.
We're doing the fifth and final part of our comparison between Bosch, DeWalt and Makita 18V platforms.
Yep.
We have gone through in detail the batteries, the range. We've looked at a bit more in depth some of the more important skins. And now we are going to wrap it up with our final thoughts. And for anyone who can't be bothered watching all the other stuff, this is the one you need to listen to.
This is this much pulled down to this much.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to firstly just touch on the range. We had a bit of a look and we got down to some numbers. I think DeWalt in their current lithium range have 17 skins, I believe. I think Bosch had about 21, 22, and Makita had about 42.
42.
Now obviously they've actually got way more than that, but in terms of actual unique skins, if you don't want to own 5 different drills from Makita, you want one drill and one compact drill.
They've got pages of drills, pages of impact drivers.
Yeah.
It gets crazy.
42 real tools that you might want to go buy. About 10 of them are gardening tools and things like that. But they've got a significantly bigger range. Some specialty tools, like nibblers and shears and
they seem to cover a much bigger skin range. The other two companies that we're talking about at the moment, they seem to have condensed it, going, you know what, this is what we're going to do, we're heading here. Makita has definitely covered a fair breadth, haven't they? Chippy, sparky, electrician, plumber, and all-round handyman.
Absolutely. I think DeWalt are probably the newest to the slide-on range of tools, so they're still catching up in terms of their skins. So that's the range. If you want a big range of tools, Makita is the one to go for. It's also worth touching probably on the prices at this time. Makita are also, generally speaking, the cheapest in any individual skin.
And certainly as you look across the entire range, they are the best price across the range for odds and bods. It depends on your reseller that you've got near you, the retailer, sorry. But yeah, in general, you'd be about right.
They're probably not any cheaper when you go and buy your first kit. You go buy a drill, an impact driver and a couple of batteries. They're probably all about the same mark. But you want to go buy Makita's jigsaw, it's going to probably be a little bit cheaper than DeWalt or Bosch's.
For sure. Batteries we touched on a fair bit. Again, if you didn't watch the other video, batteries we sort of summed it up in that Makita really struggled with it, unfortunately, because they didn't have the fuel gauges. They did have a couple of reliability problems. So if we try and gloss over and forget about the reliability problems because they haven't had them for a couple of years, the fuel gauges were the killer. The incompatibility was also the killer. Only having 4 tools in their current range where the slim battery will actually go on. We've said it, I don't know how many times, it's not good enough. No. Everybody else, I mean, we were talking before here, we had a grinder, we had a multi-tool of the Bosch, and they had slims on them. The GDX, we've got a slim on right now. So these other tools you can interchange. It doesn't matter what battery you've got. So Makita need to work that out. If the fact they've now gone to a 5 amp hour, which is great, and it's an awesome battery, they need to now, as Dwayne was just putting before, they need to look at a 2.5 amp hour. If they want to copy and go the 2, that's great. But they really need to look at a 2 or 2.5 and have it interchangeable. Not quite sure where their thinking is with that.
So only a 1.3 in the slims, it's just not enough juice. The other brands have got 2 amp hours in the slims with a fuel gauge. And also with their 4s and 5s not being backwards compatible with all their tools, that's really going to frustrate Makita users. You've got to look and check if the base of your tool has a star on it or a yellow plate, and some of their older skins aren't going to work. So do be wary of that before you go out and get excited and purchase a 4 or 5 amp hour Makita battery.
Look, it's something to think of, guys. Dwayne, in the full video review of the batteries, had a whole page of different models and how you could tell and how you couldn't tell, and serial numbers. And I wouldn't have thought that you would need to go to that degree. But having done this review, Dwayne did the research, and you do actually have to do that, because if you've got a stack of skins, if you've got half a dozen boys and you're already skinned up with your business, it's considerable. You're not going to go there.
Very frustrating for Makita users. So Makita, pick up your act on your batteries. But thank you for getting your 5 amps out earlier than just about anyone else.
Because they're good. They're awesome.
Bosch has a 5 amp hour on the way. That's already internationally. I'm sure DeWalt won't be far behind.
I think Metabo's the only one at the moment in Australia.
And Hitachi.
And Hitachi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, good point to bring up. We've only looked at these 3 brands. These are 3 of the very popular brands.
Yep.
Milwaukee is also very popular. And then also, you know, we haven't done a lot of reviews of Metabos or Hitachis or Panasonic or anything. We'll touch on them as we get a chance.
Yep.
But we're stuck to these 3 brands for now. Warranties, Moss.
Warranties. Warranties, look, in general, guys, you've got a 3-year warranty on the tools across the board. Yep. The killer is your batteries, which is where your money is. That's your power source. So I think all of them have got the 1 year. Is it Bosch that you can now upscale to a 2-year?
And DeWalt, I think.
And DeWalt with registration. So just double check that. Your reseller will know. That's where the kicker is, because if you drop a couple of batteries, you drop to $250.
Yeah.
You don't want to be doing that. So be aware. There's more and more technologies coming in these batteries. So when you get frustrated about the cool pack charges where it has the fan to cool it down, that sort of thing, don't get too frustrated, because it's saving you $150. In the case of the Makita 5 amp hour, which I think is quite reasonably priced, it's saving you $188 instead of smoking a battery. So yeah, the guys have got warranties there for a reason. They've also got their tools set up for a reason to save that money on it.
Just a little note: DeWalt and Bosch have to register to get your 3-year tool warranty, just like you need to register to get your 2-year battery warranty.
Yep, but Makita straight up.
1 and 3, no warranty. No registration. So
correct. 1 on batteries, 3 on tools.
Yep, that's right. Okay, we're just going to touch on our favourite tools in each range. So why don't you start off with Makita?
Yeah, we had a bit of a blue about this, I think. We sort of put some tools on and took them off, and we decided that look, the reason why we both own different brand tools is because we have differences of opinion. So I really liked the Makita range still overall, because it does have the accessibility to many skins. So they don't have a heap of standouts. They don't have a GDX where it's something unique. They don't have the GOP with a quick release that can take the slims. The grinder, as we spoke about, the Bosch-is a standout in the grinders, I think.
Yep.
I really do like it. Other than the sound, that's ridiculous. It's a good unit. It's good to hold. You've got 5-inch. It's not 4.5-inch. And this thing, when you put it under a little load, it slows down. It doesn't just automatically cut out. So I really like the fact of the grinder. The jigsaw we were very much divided on. Dwayne's very much in the test that we did. From the test, he really liked the Bosch. I, for some reason, still like the Makita. I'm not sure why. It sits well. The plane, it's a no-brainer, really. I think we both agree on that.
Love the Makita planer.
The Bosch got 1. Bosch has 1 blade.
Yep.
The Makita has the 2. So straight away, you're done.
Also love the Makita has a random orbital sander. No one else has got that.
No.
And they've got the 36-volt tools taking 2 18-volt batteries.
Yep.
That is really cool for you guys who are often on unpowered sites to be able to have almost 240-volt kind of power.
And I think you're talking around $350 for a skin, I believe, on that. So not cheap, $350 for a skin, but it's a 7 1/4. It's a 36-volt unit, guys. So if you don't have power, $350 for a skin, because you don't have to have another charger, you don't have to have another battery. It's a good buy.
It's a very good idea. On to the DeWalt. I think the DeWalt stand out mainly I should say, in drills and impacts.
Yep.
They make really nice tools and they are very powerful in that. I also really like the DeWalt circ saw, which just has tons of power.
Yep.
So they are my favourites in DeWalt. I think that the DeWalt range is really pretty good for a chippy, to be honest.
Yep.
Drills, impacts, you've got the circ saw, you've got the framing nailers. That's a pretty nice range for a chippy, I think.
Yep.
And then moving on to Bosch. Also really love their circ saw, which just goes and goes and goes. They got a terrific multi-tool, probably the best on the market with the power and the toolless changeover.
Yep.
And of course, I think they invented the rotary hammer.
Pretty sure Bosch was the one that invented the rotary hammer, and that standalone. As far as a compact unit, that is standalone.
I think it really is the only compact unit, but even in their bigger 3-speed, it is just a terrific unit.
Yep.
So for like that kind of heavy duty construction work with masonry, and their high torque wrench is huge.
Yep.
Their grinder, I think that
definitely lead towards the heavy duty engineering guys, heavy job site, tilt panel type stuff.
Yep.
That's where they're headed, Bosch.
Yep, absolutely.
So Makita, you'd probably class them as general chippy, all-round handyman. It's really hard to, we don't want to typecast.
No.
But Dwayne and I were talking, neither of us are tradies. We're into tools and we love them. We've got quite a few friends who are tradies, and they're all on different tools. So it does come down to personal preference, but Dwayne's right. You know, you got your chippies, you got your heavier tilt panel type guys. Just, I don't know, ruggedness is the best word I could
for Bosch, absolutely.
Say for Bosch.
Yep.
And then your Makita, again, it's very hard. You've got your cabinet makers that love it. You've got your plumbers that love it because you've got all your different tools. You've got caulking guns, you've got shears, you've got your little detail sander. Again, it's not going to set any records, but all round, they stack up fairly well. So very hard for us to, both of us, we've been off air for a bit trying to work out who's the winner. I don't think we actually came up with one because it's very hard to say who's the winner.
Yeah, that's right. These are all quality brands.
Yep.
As we talked about, Makita's got that huge range. Disappointing that the batteries aren't living up to that range.
Yep. And we also did speak about the fact that DeWalt, which we haven't used it extensively, but the DeWalt grinder, just the way it's set up, and if we are right in what we believe that the multi-tool is a very similar setup, we'd have to put that down as 2 misses.
Not a big fan of the way they set that up.
No, I mean, you can't compare. Compare that compared to DeWalt.
That's right.
So, yeah, really hard price-wise. We sort of touched on that a little bit, but look, it really depends. To be honest, can I just say a personal thing? DeWalt Australia are up and down so much. They just seem to ride this wave. There's times where their pricing is just phenomenal and they're really good kits. They have great tools. They just seem to drop off, so I'm not sure why. I know that they're a monstrous company now. They have DeWalt, they got Stanley, they got Sidchrome, they got ABW, they got Bosch-Dewalt. I almost think they're trying to do way too many things. Now I know that Bosch also, Robert Bosch, a privately owned company, they do a lot of stuff. They seem to do it better. They don't seem to ride this wave of up and down. Makita, they do tools. You know, tools and accessories.
Their batteries are the things that have been up and down.
Batteries are the things that are up and down, so it is very hard to tell, guys, but price-wise, DeWalt comes on board sometimes. Bosch will do their big gear promos. Makita, in general, we sort of agreed that Makita, as a general rule, you could go and pick up probably the better price tool and kit up the better price. Yeah,
and I think that overall, if you're buying the items like an SDS or a Circus, or I think that the Bosch are probably going to come off a little bit more expensive after the individual skins. But they're all quality. We really like them. Wouldn't have a problem recommending any of these tools.
No.
And
we've been pretty honest in. You know, we both obviously have our preferences. But we're both also fairly open and honest about the failings of it. So one thing, just really quickly to touch on, we're talking about a power tool overall range. Accessories is what will end up costing you the money. Now, I'm not sure what we're going to do accessory-wise as far as reviews, but what I would say, as a rule at the moment, Bosch, hands down, I think have the best accessories, in general the strongest accessories, and they're quite well priced. So, again, some people have different opinions, but accessories is what costs you money, so be careful. Don't use rubbish. Don't go rubbish accessories, because then you'll go back to a retailer and say, this thing is junk, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that.
My DeWalt.
It's not necessary. Awesome. He's back on the DeWalt here. So, accessories are important, guys, as much as you don't like
Bosch
to
make really nice blades, really nice drill bits and spade bits. Really good. DeWalt actually makes some nice impact bits. As do Makita with their new gold line. Been hearing very good things about that. A little bit pricey, but
Bosch makes some great impact bits as well. But no one seems to buy them. They just don't sell. I don't know whether it's pricing, whether it's marketing. They sit and sit and sit. So
anyway, this is an 18-volt comparison, and we like them all. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, please shout them out in the comments. We do need you guys to subscribe. We'd love for you to subscribe to us. We're going to be punching this out as often as we can. What we do also need to just bring up is thank you very much again to Hardy's Mega in Pakenham. They loaned us a couple of cracking tools tonight off their own bat because we wanted to review them, the 36 volters and a few other bits and pieces. So thanks very much to you guys. We need that support. But again, subscribe, comment. We'd love to get some feedback. We want to know what you guys want to hear about. Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. This is the last one of this series, and this is Oz Tool Talk.
Thank you.
Cheers.
See ya.